Good morning from the Lance Creek campsite, and the only water source between at least here and Neal Gap. So today we've got about 7 miles, 3 miles into Woody Gap, and 3.5 miles to Gooch Gap. Alright, heading out. It is just before 9 o'clock. I'm very slow in the mornings, but I'm fully loaded with water, got about 3 liters. I usually plan on 1 liter for every 2 miles. And we've got about 7 miles today. Back on the AT. Put a hammock right there. Okay, this is Lance Creek, so you don't have to go down through the campsite to get water. But again, this is it. Until who knows where. Just past a hiker said Woody Gap is slightly flowing, even though far out says it's flowing well. Sure, they make stairs, but do they make an escalator? No. Okay, this is mile 23.6. It's a pretty nice campsite. A couple spots for tents. Not bad. Alright, still at that same mile marker. There's the Dockery Lane Trail. With another little campsite. Okay, only gone about 3/4 of a mile so far. Got a long uphill to go. Alright, this is mile 23.3. Got a nice little camp spot. Little trails branching off, probably to poop spots. We're almost halfway done with our climb. There'll be a bit of a downhill coming up, and then further back up. Alright, whatever that is, flew over my campsite last night about 11:30. I can't see it through the trees here. It was low and loud. Alright, mile 23.2. This is the top of the first half of the climb. We'll have a slight downhill and another uphill. I think this is supposed to be a water source. Yeah, there's some. I guess you can collect some from that trickle. It's going to taste like moss. I just noticed some of the leaves are turning. I've been seeing it, I just never really paid attention to it. That would be cool if the trail went through there. We're about 0.6 miles from the top. Alright, coming up on a junction. It's like a trail going left. But there's our blaze, so we go to the right. So you probably notice things like this, logs or rocks across the trail. Kind of looks like it's leading you this direction. Those are actually just drainage barriers. Just step over and continue on your trail. All right, we are at the top of our climb, or just about. So we got 1.4 miles into Woody Gap. Just saw the first snake on trail. The little black and white garter snake, garden snake, whatever. Honestly, I've seen more snakes in Wisconsin on the Ice Age Trail than I ever have either here or Arkansas combined. I probably hiked 1,000 miles in Arkansas. Seen 2 snakes. You know, honestly, going downhill isn't that much easier. Okay, I take it there's a view coming up. Okay, this is mile 21.6. Yeah, there's a flat spot. Campfire under the rock. Hello.
Enjoy the rest of your time.
You too, thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right, another little camp spot right after the rock. Just passed a real cool section, but I needed both hands for my poles. Just passed a whole group of kids climbing up to I don't know if that was Preacher's Rock. I thought that was further down. Blood Mountain Wilderness. Okay. I would not camp here. This looks very snaky. Alright, we're at 3.5 miles according to my watch. Still doing about a mile an hour, including breaks. And after lunch, we head across the street for another 3.5 miles to Gooch Gap. So I woke up in the middle of the night last night thinking, did I take my garbage out of my camera bag and put it in the bear can? So I go through my bag, like, oh good, I did. It's not in there. Then I open this compartment, and there's my garbage from yesterday. Hi. Right, there's Blaze. On the other side of the parking lot. Nice view. I'm just sprinkling for a little bit. Far Out Guide says 3.6 miles to Gooch Gap. Easy peasy. All right, here's your water source. Mile 19.9, just as dry as everything else. This is probably about 19.8. Not really flat. Maybe up there. Some micros. Okay, somebody's going to be missing that. This part is really cruisy in through here. Take a look. Not bad. I must say I've had perfect weather so far. A little sprinkle there at Woody Gap, and that's been it for rain. It's been cool but not cold. certainly not hot. That's all supposed to change tomorrow. So glad I'm getting off trail today. Alright, we're at mile 19.0, and this is Ramrock Mountain. Looks like an old road. Yeah, pretty flat tent site. The old was yelling at me because I got too far away. Let's check out the view. This pack needs to get holded down, as do I. Quite a ways down there. There's a view through the trees there. And a nice campsite. Let's check this out. Not bad. Alright, we've got 0.6 miles to go. That's downhill. Alright, this is mile 17.4. Little campsite. 0.5 miles out of Gooch Gap.